Hello to quick version of a Dashcam Diary of a Disabled. I am headed to my primary care doctor appointment, and I'm on my way to my primary care doctor appointment after stopping by the pharmacy and dealing with the BS at my pharmacy. And of course, I was triggered yet once again, briefly. So that just adds more motivation to my fuel to my fire today. But it gave me the information I need to take to my doctor to get the right prescription sent to the pharmacy, to the medication that I need, but for what kind they have in stock, and still get my medication. There are 3 medications that are so controversial that I cannot seem to get a hold of the version of the medication that it suits my body to work the best. Anxiety medication. Very rarely do I want anxiety meds because I know how bad it is on the body and the respiratory depression it can cause, along with taking pain medication especially. I space the medication out so I do not take them together, and I try to be a responsible medication user regularly. So I try not to even ask for it because I just don't want those added complications to my story. I don't. And I'm tired of getting labeled and judged as somebody that just wants those hardcore prescription medications. It is because my body does not tolerate non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medication. NSAIDs, I am allergic. It causes more problems than the Vicodin does for pain management. It causes more health complications and side effects than opioids for me. And when taken responsibly, opioids are not a problem. And I am tired of pharmacists asking me and making me have to defend myself and make me feel like I'm traumatized all over again from the gaslighting. What does it matter? Let me explain it to you. I have gastroparesis. Well, it causes gastroparesis. Yes, I know this pharmacist, and I agreed with her. I know it does, yes. And that is one of the side effects that the pill form of Vicodin causes, especially in me. With liquid, it is easier for my stomach to digest, and it's less gastroparesis, less blockages, and less problems for my body to have to break it down because of the solid form versus liquid. Liquid is easier for digestion versus pill form, and the only suggestion my pharmacist had was to crush up my pill form and take it that way because it's exactly the same. When she automatically said the crushing up part, it automatically made me think of people that like to snort pain medication. And I just cringed at that thought because I thought it immediately, because I also have that stigma and judgment against people. I can't help that judgment. It's just what I think about when certain terms are used, and that is just what my mind went to, and I cringed and I repulsed back, and she was really taken aback by my response of her saying just crush it up, because I am so brainwashed and conditioned by doctors and pharmacies to asking and making me defend why I need a certain version of it. I have trauma because of people having to ask me on repeat and tell me it's all in my head vice physical. I am so tired of the stigma and the trigger of this. I would rather not deal with it, and that is what gets me kind of in the situation to begin with of getting triggered, because I'm not really prepared mentally to deal with it and the feelings associated with the trauma of being labeled as a drug seeker, having red flags on my medical record, going to ERs because doctors are like, you need to go to your primary. What do I do when my primary care doctor tells me to go to the ER for pain meds? What am I supposed to do? And then I have the ER telling me, you need to go to your primary. I'm like, bitch, please. My primary told me to come here. That's because the VA doctors want nothing to do with trying to prescribe opioids. And so they don't want the harshness of the policies to come down on them, because inside information from employees at the VA have told me that since the opioid crisis has began, multiple director of the VA out here on the West Coast that really wants to get a hold on the opioid crisis and stop prescribing veterans their pain medication. If I can get these veterans off pain medication and justify to the government that yes, we have gotten these people off pain meds, what is that doing? It's pushing veterans to be drug abusers and go to the black market and go get illegal substances to numb their pain because they cannot get the help when they seek it from their freaking doctors. I am so fired up about it. I am so triggered. I can't help this. I cannot help how I feel about this because of what I know and what I have experienced and what stories I've heard from other people in serious pain getting refused by doctors because of policy, because of douchebag political higher up in the government position wants to make a name for himself and prove that he's doing a great job at what he does at directing the VA to get veterans off the drugs, get them to die faster on the black market of drug use, because pain drives mental stability. If I'm in pain, my stability with my mental cognition and my brain fog and my multitudes of symptoms of pain, of nausea and vertigo, of falling and passing out and having my heart race just because I sat up, is dumb. I shouldn't be dealing with that. I also should not ignore my problems either at the same time. And I am one of those people that is proactive in receiving more than just pain medication. I'm not seeking just medication. I'm seeking chiropractic. And I just upped my visits twice a week because of this injury of my last fall, because of my stupid instability and my stupid, I can't tell when my body is in space and I'm not fully aware of what I'm doing at all moments of the day because I'm so tired and I'm experiencing pain and I'm experiencing all these different sensations physically, and then it influences my mental well-being, because if I'm not feeling good, when people are sick, they're wusses, they cry, they get angry, you can go through all the emotions in the matter of like 10 minutes because of all these issues. You don't know what your body's going to do next, so you're scared. Every little thing that you feel, you get scared because you're like, oh no, what does that mean? Because you're on hyperdrive, because you are made to feel like you are a drug seeker. You only want the drugs, and we aren't going to provide you with the drugs because we don't want to be the responsibility for any kind of thing happening to you. Although we would rather make you be in pain and go to other ways to obtain help, because the help that is supposed to be there by doctors listening and being compassionate and giving a good bedside manner and not gaslight their patients, because they don't have time to really get to know their patients because they're now set by limits by 15-minute appointments. And if that doctor's running behind schedule, and if he doesn't really care for that patient, he's going to cut that patient off. He's just going to do his job, and he's going to be overburdened, overworked, and stressed out along with his staff. And then the staff are getting come down on because of policy. So then there's, like with the VA, there's tons of meetings because they're like, oh, well, this is a problem. Oh my gosh. Every day there's a new problem. So then there's emergency meetings every freaking day. And then that takes away from patient care, because the government is so concerned with policy over patient care and appeasing the government and the stipulations that are set forth by their ruling of being a federal government agency. They have to go and abide by the law and the rules that are set forth. And if some douchebag in a higher authority decides this is what he wants to do because he thinks it's going to be a good idea and it's going to show change, well, the change is not for the better, it's for the worse. But it's okay, because that's just less veterans for them to deal with, because they're dying, because we went to the wrong market to get the drugs, to get the help that they got refused to help get the help to begin with, because they're not being believed, they're being gaslit. And so now we're getting all these people believing that veterans are all just drug addicts, and now I go into the civilian sector and I'm starting to get treated the same way, because it rolls downhill. I mean, policy, and then it just rolls down until it finally hits, the civilians. I was dealing with this way longer than you guys. Sorry. I'm sorry to say, I'm a little entitled to my venting, because I've been dealing with gaslighting a lot longer than the civilian public. saw this coming, and I was mad about it because I'm like, now there's going to be thousands of Americans experiencing what I'm experiencing with the VA. Obamacare was not the answer because I saw this happening. I'm like, how are they going to accommodate too much population? I mean, we can't even provide housing for all the population in the country, and you want to try and provide medical services and make it a mandatory requirement, and then you fucking fine people, so then you fine people for not having insurance, or tax the hell out of them and charge them money anyway for services that they never received. That's nice. And then you get unfair treatment by those doctors, and then you're really not getting the help, and you're not getting any better. You just get on more medication, and you're getting sicker. And my physical therapist mentioned to me, and it still blows my mind, and I'm still contemplating, and it's stuck in my head. Like, this one sentence stuck in my head made that big of an impression on me, and I don't know if I really like it, but what stuck to me is he said the more doctors you go to, the sicker you get. And there really is some fucking truth to that. Excuse my language, I'm truly trying not to curse. I really am. I really want to be not demonetized by any earlier videos in the beginning of when I'm getting started with my YouTube career. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with everybody getting treated the same way that I've been getting treated for years. And no matter how much I know, I am still not mentally prepared to handle the emotions that I feel with it. I'm just not equipped to deal with my PTSD in a helpful manner because the medical system is part of the problem. And the more I have to go, the more traumatized I get, honestly. The more problems I have. And so I honestly believe what that physical therapist said to me, and that's why it's ringing true and in the forefront of my mind so much lately is, why did he have to tell me that? Because now that's all I think about is like, really, it's true. And I really don't like that it stuck with me. Because it's just more truth, and I love to speak the truth, but I get so mad at the truth too. And it's okay to be mad. It's really okay. I'm really happy underneath because I'm doing what it takes to help myself. Like I'm making change. I'm making the changes. I'm controlling my emotions as best that I can under the circumstances that I'm under because I'm continuously having to deal with judgmental jerks. And there's always, I understand, there's always going to be those people. There's always going to be one. And it's just this one pharmacist in the pharmacy. I really don't like her her demeanor. I didn't like her demeanor. And I just don't. I'm so sensitive, and I need to know how to build my barrier up more, but also allow it to come down when I need it to come down. But I need it to go up at certain times because I cannot cry over it. I need to just get over it, and that's just the way it is. I need to embrace the suck. I need to just accept, like, this is society now. This is society now. And I really want to have that kind, empathy, compassionate heart that I know I am really deep down inside, that I really want to inspire others and really help people get through these things. Feel your feelings. I'm going to continuously harp on this now from now on. Feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. It's not worth it to get chronically sick and disabled like me, to end up having a caretaker have to help me with my socks and shoes. Don't get to this point. Please take my stories as a warning and think about things. People, I want to help try and wake you up. Please wake up. I'm not trying to be woke liberal, all that kind of stuff. I just wake up, people. It's not going to get any better unless you help yourselves. You have to help yourselves. There's nobody that can do it for you. I need to have my hand held at this point because I'm tired of dealing with the PTSD and the microaggressions that people have, and the lack of feelings, the lack of empathy. I mean, is ridiculous. This is what social media has helped cause, and I'm trying to use social media to do the reverse. I'm using it for therapy. I'm using it to help myself. I'm using it to spread the word that you all need to help take care of yourselves too. Only you can make the change that you want to do. Only you can make the decision to do anything. Only you have control over your emotions. Don't let other people control your emotions like this. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. But I gotta go into my doctor. Peace out.